Hey, what's up YouTube? King James here. So if you saw some of my earlier videos, I did the C58 as an SMG or close range AR build, but I've been playing with it with a scope and using it for a longer range with an SMG, and it's, well, just as good. It's really nice as a long range AR as well. So I've got the video made for you as promised, and here it is right now. So if you didn't watch my other video when I covered the base stats on the gun, I'll do it right now for you real quick. And here's what makes this gun pretty good. Now, it's got a low rate of fire, so you don't want to miss shots, but when you do hit, 59 to the head, 44 to the chest, 40 to the stomach, 37 to the extremities. This thing does a ton of damage. Now, that's to make up for the low RPM, but the one thing is you want to make sure that you're not missing shots with it, because it's really going to reduce the time to kill. Pretty well every shot you miss, this is going to be a 6-shot to kill, time to kill gun. So every shot you miss is probably going to add 100 milliseconds. And let me show you what I mean. So here's the time to kill on the gun. And if you look at close range, 542 milliseconds. 6 shots to kill, 542 milliseconds, so almost 600 milliseconds. Every one you miss is going to add 100 milliseconds on in total to the time to kill. So if you're missing shots with this gun, it is going to make the time to kill a lot longer, which is why they call them higher skill guns, because when you have a really fast RPM, it's not going to hurt your time to kill so much because you're shooting a gun like the MG82 that's got a 900 RPM, which is, not double, but, it's at least, 60 or 70% faster than this gun is. So missing shots with a lower RPM gun is definitely going to hurt you a lot more. So why does it feel so good? Well, check out the recoil pattern on it. I'll just shoot straight up the wall here and have a look at it. It's just going straight up. I'm doing absolutely nothing to control this right now. And as you can see, it just puts a pretty straight line right up the wall. And that's why this thing's so easy to shoot. So when I do a controlled pattern on it from back at roughly the same distance, I pulled down a little hard there, but I mean, look at how easy it is to get a nice straight beat on the wall. Like, it really works nice. And even if I go back much further, right, when you're, more AR distance, if I'm back here, how far is that? 44 meters? I'll just do a controlled shot right here. And you can just get it right on there and make lots of shots. And, if you got a guy standing there and you're shooting away at him, you're going to be hitting lots of shots. Now, it looks like it's pretty big, but remember, this is chest and going into head, right? So that little bit of movement's not actually going to hurt you too much. And that's why I'm able to laser guys with this thing. And speaking of lasering them, check this footage out. So check this out. This is how easy it is to get downs with this thing. Look at how nice and smooth the gun is when you're actually shooting it on guys and getting those hits. And I had these two were up close, and this is the thing. Even with this thing up close, if you want to carry it with a sniper, you still probably could. You don't even have to use the close range build, but the close range build does work better. But here's the interesting thing. That guy was shooting at me and I was getting shot in the back, and I still got the down on that guy. And this here, like, no problem getting all those shots off. I didn't have to reload because it does so much damage with that gun that you can get 2 downs and you just go in and do your finish. And I did a full finish and a thirst and another down there, and no problem with the amount of ammo you got right there. Again, didn't reload because I don't really have to. It just hits so hard that you can knock guys with it. So that's one thing that I really like about it, is that it's easy to shoot even at long distance. You can get all your shots and you can get those hit markers and get guys down, and it's a really satisfying gun to use that way. So like these guys here in the helicopter drive me nuts, right? So a nice smooth gun, that's what makes it easy to shoot them out of helicopters and be able to get rid of those guys. Another helicopter guy. So this is one thing. If I can shoot the guys out of the helicopters that drive me crazy, then clearly the gun is working, right? These guys got my buddy down. They're down there on the far side of prison. No problem getting all those down. So I feel really confident with this gun and using it. It's really fun to use, and I had it paired with the nail gun if you haven't tried it out. So as I said, I'm using the C58 with either the nail gun or the Milano. They did a recent buff on the Milano, and I'm going to have a video of that real soon for you. But for now, let me show you my C58 loadout for mid to long range. And just before I jump into that, I want to say thank you to everybody who's recently subbed to the channel. I really appreciate all that love and support. So thank you guys. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, consider subscribing, because it really does help small content creators like myself. All right, let me show you my build. So this gun is a pretty standard gun, and it works with a pretty standard build. And by that, I mean I'm using the agency suppressor. I use this on all of my mid to long range guns. And for the barrel, I've really been liking the Task Force lately. Now, it does have a little bit of negatives to sprint moving speed, but that's why you use this barrel for your longer range guns, because you don't have to really worry about the reduction in mobility you have, because this isn't your primary gun. And for the optic, definitely running the Axial Arms 3X. It's pretty well the perfect optic for that long distance. And I know a lot of you guys ask what reticle I'm using. So for reticles, I use the Clean Living. I really like this one because it's one of the only ones that's got just a slightly off colored center, so you can really see where the reticle is, and it's not very big. It's sort of like the blue dot that we all used to use in the Modern Warfare days. This is sort of a green cross, and it works really nice. So Clean Living is what I tend to use all the time. Although sometimes I just use the base optic as well because it's pretty good now as well. Now, I'm not using a laser, a stock, or a rear grip, but for ammunition, I'm running the C58 round. Yes, it has an ADS penalty. You don't want that on your close and medium range build, but for a long range build, it's not a big deal and you want the extra bullets. And then for the underbarrel, field agent grip, horizontal vertical recoil control. That's what keeps this gun really feeling like a laser beam. It shoots really straight as it is, and that really makes it feel a whole ton better. You can also run the petrol grip, or the bruiser grip if you want a bit more movement speed, but I find that, you know, I don't really worry about movement speed because when I really have to run far, I'm going to run with my SMG in my hands or my pistol. So definitely been using it this way, and it's been super successful. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What's your favorite AR this season? I know we've got lots of choice because it's a pretty balanced season. And now that they fixed the MG82, so it's not quite as crazy and laser beam like, there's some other guns that we can use out there. And the C58 is a really great alternative if you want something, again, that has a really smooth shooting, just like this. It's nice and easy to shoot. If you want something that's like that, again, you missed the MG82, you can definitely use this gun, and it's absolutely going to work for you. I had no problem lasering guys just like this, right? All those hit markers and get them down. This gun makes that so easy. So if you haven't tried it, give it a shot. And as always, guys, if you don't see me in Warzone, if you don't see me in multiplayer, it's only a matter of time, baby. King James out.